is called Who Came Down That Road? Story by George Ella Lyon, paintings by Peter Canaletto. Okay, boys and girls, let's begin the story. See that path? Who came down that road, Mommy? Who came down that road, Mama? My great-grandma and great-grandpa just married looking to the farm. They came down that road. Who came before that, Mama? Who came down that road? Soldiers in blue coats, saddle high or marching, they came down that road. Who came before the soldiers, Mama? Pioneers and settlers, honey, floating down the Ohio, clearing the wildwood, they came down that road. They came before the settlers, Mommy. Who came down that road? Shawnee, Cherokee, Wakada, and Chicopee, and beads and feathers from the deer. They came down that road. Who came before the Indians, Mama? Buffalo, bear, great antlers, elk, to look their fill at the Flat Salt Lick. They came down that road. Who came before the buffalo? The mastodons, the woolly mammoth, plunging through the forest, trampling catebrates to get away from the breath of ice. They helped make that road. Who came before the mammoth, Mama? Swam in a sea so warm and shallow you could have waded across, except of course there wasn't any you. When water lay over the road, the sea left the salt lick though. What came before the sea? Okay, boys and girls, that's all we're going to read for you today. If you want to find out what happened, go to your public library and get the book, Who Came Down That Road, story by George Ella Lyon, and paintings by Peter Canaletto. Okay, boys and girls, let's see what's coming up next on the Mr. Peevy Show. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Mr. Peevy Show. I have a very, very special guest, and I'm so glad that he wanted to be on my show. And one thing, I have to thank him because we filmed another show called The Rose Lion, which you'll be seeing probably in the future on DATV. And we're on the set of the Rose Line, and he was so nice to sit through this long taping. And I went to sleep, by the way, boys and girls, because I took a nap. They didn't need me. But I'm happy to introduce Mr. Charles McCracklin. Mr. McCracklin, can you say hello to the boys and girls?
Hi, folks. How are you out there?
Okay, you know what?
You like the show?
Okay, you know what, Miss McCracklin? Could you tell the boys and girls exactly some of the things you've done?
Okay, well, I'm a part-time math instructor for Sinclair College and also for Capital University's Dayton Center. In fact, I was at the Dayton Center just before we came out here for the taping.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. Now, you know what, Miss McCracklin? I'm going to ask your age because I asked you before you said it was okay. How old are you?
Well, you don't have too many years on me because I'm 77.
Oh, my gosh, I'm 95 years old. And that's so great to have someone closer to my age because earlier today I interviewed some 9-year-olds.
Y'all see, well, we can remember things that a lot of other people don't remember.
That's true. Now, did you start, were you ever on television before or?
Oh, yes,
history?
Yes, I'm on television because a friend of mine and we have a talk show on TV. It airs every Tuesday at 11 o'clock.
Okay, now what is the talk show about?
Well, our motto is, watch the McCracklin Mitchell Journal for what you don't see or hear in the news. We try to pick up on things where we think either the media are not covering it enough, it's not getting enough attention from TV or radio or newspapers and magazines, or if it's an issue they're covering but we think the coverage isn't what it should be. If we think maybe it's all one-sided, then we'll try to show the other side.
Now, is your show a live show, call-in show, or is it taped?
It's taped. It's taped.
Okay, so it comes on 11 o'clock at night?
No, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, good, because you know
11 o'clock every Tuesday morning.
Okay. Now,
And we'd like some young viewers, too. You know.
Exactly, because they could watch it when on summer vacation.
Now, if you're on vacation, not in school, tune in to us, listen to us. I think you'll learn something. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll have some fun watching it.
Now, you know what? Also, Miss McCracklin, you went somewhere with a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. What were you guys doing?
Well, we were going up to Troy, and there's a school up there where there've been some strange things going on. This show is called Ghost Hunters, and the idea is to go out to places where there might be ghosts and see if we can hunt them down. And this is a school that was built on top of an old Indian burial ground, and they never moved the bodies. It was a funny thing. They took the tombstones, they removed those, but then they left the people still there. And a lot of the folks around that school, around that neighborhood, they say that those ghosts of those Indians are still there, still roaming around. So, and in the near future, we're going to go back up there, and we're going to try to get under the building, and we're going to see just what is down there, and we're going to talk to some more people. We're going to set up some equipment, and we're going to see if we can get some phenomena, some happenings on camera, and then when we get that on camera, then that'll run as a show.
Now, how long have you been interested in things like this?
Say that again now?
How long have you been interested in ghost hunting?
Well, I've been sort of interested in it off and on for many, many years because I had an experience with a ghost one time.
Ooh.
It was a very strange experience.
Ooh.
And now I know you always think of ghosts as something that you see at night. Well, this experience that I had happened in bright daylight. It wasn't in some big old haunted mansion, you know, surrounded by weeds, and there wasn't any scary music in the background. But I was walking down a busy street in Cincinnati and saw a car come out of an alley, green Oldsmobile. Okay, nothing strange about that. There was a man, I guess about 65, maybe even 70 years old. He was driving the car. Oh, I looked at him, he looked over at me, then he pulled out of the alley and got into the stream of traffic and went away. Now, the only thing about that kind of made me really wonder was I knew he was dead because I was at his funeral.
Oh!
So I know he was dead.
Oh, my goodness.
Then what I always wondered about now, was the car a real car or was the car a ghost of a car?
Ooh. Oh, wow, that's something. That's a great ghost stories. I know the boys and girls out there probably sit around the campfire and tell ghost stories, you know, when they go on camping trips.
Well, and maybe we all see ghosts more often than we think, but we just don't know that they're ghosts. You know, at least judging by that experience, ghosts look just like anybody else.
Oh.
And this one was driving a car like anybody else.
Oh, my goodness. And you said the car disappeared?
I just went into the stream of traffic, but it didn't go up in any puff of smoke or anything like that. I think if somebody'd been with me, standing beside me, they wouldn't have seen anything remarkable. They would have said, "Yeah, it's just a guy driving a car. It's all. What's odd about that?"
But you knew that this guy was no longer alive.
Oh yeah, I knew he was dead.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I was at his funeral. So.
When was that? When was his funeral?
Oh, this happened a long, long time ago. This was probably, might have been mid 1950s, late 50s.
And when did you see him? How many years after he had died?
It was about 2 years after he died.
Oh my goodness! Now, also, Miss McCracklin, have you always lived in Dayton?
Oh no, I haven't always lived in Dayton. I've lived, I guess, in about 4 places for any length of time.
Okay.
I was born in California, but I left there when I was a baby and did not go back to actually live for many, many years. I lived in Florida for a while, down around the Tampa Bay area. I lived in Kansas for quite a while.
Okay, well,
so those are the 4, I guess you could say I've lived in 4 states. I've lived in Ohio and California and Kansas and Florida.
Now, how long have you been teaching math?
Oh, off and on for many, many years. I probably taught my first class, I bet it was 50 years ago.
Oh, what school?
That was in the public schools in Cincinnati.
Fantastic.
I was going to school myself at the time. I was going for a second college degree, and I needed to make some money, you know, so I could go to school. So what I did, I volunteered as a substitute teacher in the schools there, and I get a call early morning usually that said, "Now, can you go out and take somebody's place at such and such a school?" And I go out there.
That's great. That is fantastic. And I know a lot of boys and girls out there love math, but then there's some boys and girls who isn't very good at math, but they try really hard, I know. And what kind of advice you give the boys and girls who need help with their math?
Well, I would say you got to be patient with it. You got to take time. It doesn't come all at once. It's a big subject, and you're not going to learn all about it in just a few weeks or even a few years. In fact, nobody can learn all about it even in a lifetime. But to get to where you've really got some solid knowledge, you got to give yourself a lot of time. And you can't worry too much if you don't understand something the first time you see it. Well, first time you see it, and you probably won't really understand it. Then you got to go back and take another look at it later on. And then maybe you go back and take a 3rd or 4th look at it. And then as you go back and look at it more and more, you see into it more and more.
Okay.
You can see deeper into it.
Okay. So the idea...
Another advice I would give to anybody is this. There's an awful lot of games and puzzles out there that will teach you a lot of mathematics. If you look around their school library or look around the public library, you can find a lot of things that you can read there. There's games that have a math theme to them, puzzles, riddles, all kinds of things that will really help you with your math skills.
Oh, that's fantastic. You know what, Mr. McCracklin? We could talk about math all day long, but you know what? We're running out of time. And, you
Well, I'd certainly like to come back. I enjoyed watching your show here.
Thank you.
And I'd like to come back again sometime.
Well, we're going to invite you because you know what? You're the closest to my age. Because I got people like 50 years younger than I am.
Okay.
Yes, okay then.
Well, I'll be glad to come back.
Well, come back. Okay, boys and girls, that's all for today on the Mr. Peevy Show. Bye. Bye, boys and girls. Hi, boys and girls. This is Bobba-Abba the Clown. Welcome to my art room. Today, boys and girls, we're going to make a picture frame. And you can make picture frames out of many things, cardboard, styrofoam. But I'm going to use something that you probably can easily get, and this is styrofoam trays. And you have trays at your schools. Also, you can get a hold of meat trays. And I'm also going to show you a sample of a picture frame that's made out of cardboard. But right now, what we're going to do, boys and girls, what I want you to do is take a picture, and look who this is, boys and girls. Can the camera see this? Can you zoom in on this, see who this is? Who do you think this is, boys and girls? Yes, it is Mr. Peevy. Yes, okay. So I'm going to use Mr. Peevy picture. And what I'm going to do, boys and girls, so I can measure this to make sure it is wide enough, I'm going to place the picture on the back. So when I make a groove, it's not going to be on the back. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the end of mine. And this way you can actually use the point of my using your pencil point. Because remember, I think we did a couple shows back, we used styrofoam. I told you use the round part of your paintbrush, but you don't have to do that. I want you to actually use this pencil point, because we're going to cut through this. I want you to hold your picture and try to hold it so it can be equally all around. And I want you to draw around the picture, and this is going to show you, give you an outline of where you should cut. Okay? Make sure you draw. Take your time. Boys, we're going to hold it. If you have to take the picture down, tape it on the opposite side so you won't injure the picture. Okay. Take that. Now, we've got a outline of what the picture's going to be. Okay? But guess what? We can't cut this exactly the same size. If not, the picture will go completely through. It won't hold. We've got to cut this just maybe a quarter of an inch smaller than this actual. So what we can do, we can use a ruler and to measure this. Thank you. And what I'm going to do, boys and girls, I'm just going to make just an estimate on how wide I want from. So take that ruler, boys and girls. Can we zoom in on that? Here's the line. This is the space I want to be surrounding the picture, okay? So I'm going to take that ruler, and I'm going to just eye that out. When I say eye, that means you don't have to really measure it. And draw a line. And I'm going to try to draw that same width all the way around. Now, you probably need your mother, father, grandmother, uncle, some adult to help you with this, because it's kind of tricky to hold a ruler. I think when you're kindergarten, preschool, rules are really tricky. I know when I had trouble. So have someone to help you hold the ruler so you can draw a little line all the way around, okay? The same width. Okay, all the way around. Use your pencil. Use your pencil this time. Now, next, boys and girls, we're going to use scissors. And what we're going to do, boys and girls, I want you to start making a hole in the center so you can get close enough. You may need your, like I said, someone older to help you with this. And I want you to cut on that last line. Okay, look, boys and girls, this last line here. Okay, the line that's closer to the inside, okay? Cut on that. Okay, these scissors are really tiny. Okay. And if you cut it too crooked, don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. If it turns out to be crooked, because this is something you make, and the fun part is to make it. That's the fun part. And let's get rid of some of this stuff inside. It'll help. Okay, stay on that line. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Almost to the end there. Okay. Almost to the end there. You can kind of clean this up. And see, boys and girls, when you cut it just a little bit smaller than the picture, you'll be able to have that frame. Can you bring that in some? There you go. Oh, look at Mr. Peevy. I think he's asleep. We caught him sleeping. Now, next, boys and girls, we're going to decorate the round, your picture frame. This is the fun part, okay? So right now, when the camera pull on in here, just keep on my hand. You don't have to make a wide shot. There you go. Keep it on the picture frame at all times. So I'm going to probably try to hold it. First of all, boys and girls, we can, like I say, it's whatever you want to decorate it with. Right now, I'm going to start with some tissue paper. And this time, I'm going to use some glue, okay? And I'm going to put glue all over this. Ooh, and then one thing about tissue paper, too, you don't have to actually cut this out. Look at different colors. I love different colors. You know, you don't have to cut this out. Just start gluing, putting your tissue paper down. Make sure you cover the entire area, because I think I'm going to cover this with tissue paper. I think this is a ugly yellow. I don't like this yellow. My tissue paper's starting to look really good here. And just start tearing it with your fingers. You know, tissue paper is really neat because you can tear this with your fingers here. And even if something sticks up, that's even better. Let it stick up, and that even adds to it. There you go. Oh boy, this is going to be really a neat frame for Mr. Peevy. We're going to make him a nice picture frame. And these, you can use different things. You can use beans. You can use macaroni for your picture frame. You can use whatever you want to. Buttons. I have buttons over here. You can just, it's just your imagination is the limit of what you can do with your picture frame. And you notice I'm tearing this. I'm not even worrying about what size these tissue paper is. I'm tearing this, and it is, put it around here. Trying to cover this up here. It's you know, whatever you want to do. I mean, the more you use your imagination, you look around the house, ask your mom and dad or grandma or whoever's taking care of you what you can use, and you two can work together. This would be a great project for you and your family to work on, because you can do, I mean, everyone needs a picture frame. We got plenty of pictures, and I have so many pictures at home, and I need to make picture frames, and you go to the store, and these are much better than ones in the store because you made them. This is also a perfect gift, okay? Now that I got that covered, I'm going to go over here and look at my buttons. Remember, I had buttons. It's good to keep little things. I got all kinds of things at home that I save. You know, you may want to just go ahead and, oh, I like these little, look at that, little puffy balls here. You know, I don't know what you call those, puffy balls, but I got all different kind of colors. I don't even know. I know you can get them at a craft store, but I'm going to call them puffy balls for right now because I don't know a name for them. And make sure you put the glue. And as I said, when you glue, make sure you give the glue enough time to dry. Don't start handling your project, boys and girls. You have to wait until it's dry, okay? So we're going to put these all over, okay? And then I'm thinking we're running out of time here, but I'm going to show you how to put the picture on the back. It's really simple. I bet you can guess that, how you put the picture on the back. So hopefully this will stay while I show you how to put the picture on the back. Let's get orange. Okay. You see that? That's going to look really cute. Okay. Now, only thing you need to do, boys and girls, is put the picture on the back. See, I'm handling this now, but because like I tell you, don't handle this until, and just put some masking tape on the back of the picture. On the back of, see, it's falling off, and that's why I tell you, boys and girls, you need, and you're going to put masking tape on there. But right now, let's get a good shot of Mr. Peevy in his new beautiful frame. There you go. Okay, boys and girls, so that's all we have for today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, boys and girls.
So